Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Stellaris. Now, it's been a few days since I've played, so I don't remember 100% what was going on, but if I recall, I'm trying to expand my empire peacefully right now because I'm not the Federation president, and as a matter of fact, the Federation president is about to pass here very soon to the space turtles down here, and then it will probably pass to these guys here and then me, so we have a little while before that happens. But I believe the Fallen Empire took issue with some expansion here. And this colony is what triggered that. Now, they asked me to abandon a bunch of colonies. I think it was like 6 or 7 in total. And I told them no, because that's a lot of planets, and that was a pretty severe consequences to me. Hopefully, we don't see a war with these guys, because I don't think I'll win. But it is what it is. Now, we do have a bunch of things that I need to be doing here, so this guy's done. So why don't you come over here and build me some mining stations? Anybody else needing things to do? Nope, not that I can tell. Let's go ahead and start time here, just so while I look over things. So on the surface of this planet, we're fine. Over here, we have an upgrade. So let me upgrade to a biolab, because we do need that. Okay, that's good to go, I think. Next planet. All right, we're having a lot of issues with migration on this planet from what I remember because I'm terraforming, and the people were very upset when all that's going on, but I might as well upgrade this while I'm here, even though nobody is working it. Over here, this is one of the newer planets. Why don't you come over here, and we'll build a hydroponic farm, and then I'll give you guys a droid to go along with things. Okay, that's good. Oh, do you have a spaceport?
System
You do, but I need you to have solar panels. I'm going to have to pause here. While we take care of the survey. So down here, finish the survey. Oh, I do have a colony ship popping out somewhere. There it is. And I believe this was a Pagovan, and it was meant to come up here to settle one of these planets. I believe it was a tropical planet, is what they like. Yeah, so I definitely want to cancel that. And why don't I do some spaceport upgrades while I am at it with some of these guys. And over here, I think for my one main fleet... Oh, I need to combine a fleet. I believe it's here. You guys merge up. Okay. My main test fleet, I believe, is doesn't have any battleships, which I'm currently working on. But it's also down on cruisers compared to my other fleet. So if we compare, I only have 2 cruisers versus... Over here, I have 6 cruisers, and over here, I'm going to have to look at both of them. So I've got 6 cruisers, and then there's 2 battleships. So I need a total of 4 cruisers. And I've been not sure about this for a while, but I think I'm going to go with the cruiser assembly yards. Just because I think that we want to start building a bunch of cruisers here. That will be the main backbone of our fleet, in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and start that up. Okay, we were over here. Oh, and I do need to build a spaceport. That's nice that I was already on that tab. And the surface of this planet, we're doing clearing of blockers. Oh, we missed one. There we go. And this population point's going to pop there. That's fine with me. Although I could have them pop over here. I can make that change later, though, so it's not necessary at the moment. And then we have the colony that's about to pop. Now, I would like to abandon this colony, actually, but as far as I know, there's nothing that you can do to actually abandon a colony on your own. So we're just going to have to live with things. Okay, so survey, we already took care of that, I believe. No, we didn't. All right. What I'd like you to do is come over here. This is one of my bigger planets, and just assist research. Because there's a lot of research buildings on this planet, which is this one here. There's a lot of research buildings, and they're all being worked, so I figure that's a good place to assist research. All right, let's go ahead with time. And our rivalry ended with these guys. I think I ended my end of the rivalry as well. We've got research. Okay, so we got a new strategic resource. Let's see if we actually got one off the bat. Looks like we have at least one. All right, let's grab the new research. I don't know 100% what that does. Okay, so of the research that I have a physics lab. I have a particle lance. I'm not really sure what this does. Let's take a look at it. Oh, that looks like a lot of damage. Good range. Good accuracy. We'll have to take a look at that. Shield capacitor, improve assist research. And power system. Well, the power system's good. I like that. Let's take a look at the ship designer here. And let's just grab any ship. It doesn't matter, just so we can see what the weapons are like. So our best torpedoes are these guys here. How much damage do they output? All right, so the range is similar. Accuracy is actually improved. But one thing I noticed right off the bat is the average damage is about 2 points lower. So we come back over here. That was 12.45 versus 14.59. So we have more than 2 points of improvement. I think we got to do this. And it's actually one of the cheaper techs here. This one's actually cheaper. Yeah, there's a couple techs that are cheaper than that. But definitely I want that. And you know what? Just to speed it along, I think I'll assign this guy here. And I'll shift the other scientist that is now available down there. So we've got the best bonus for that particular tech. It's going to take 38 months, though, which is still a fair amount of time. All right. So I really like that tech. Let's go ahead with time here.
System survey complete.
All right, we finished another system survey, which is down here. Well, unfortunately, there was nothing in that system. Let's have you just come down here. Now, it's not that big of a deal that there's nothing over here because we can't actually get over here with any of our ships other than the science ship because it uses warp drive, and most of the rest of my ships used hyperspace lanes, which are blocked off here by this empire. Okay, the colony is established. Again, I don't think there is any commands to abandon a colony. If I am misunderstanding that, then that's my misunderstanding. But I've looked around here, and there's nothing I can see that would abandon a colony. So I think this may be a future source of conflict with that fallen empire because it's going to be expanding the borders, and there's not a whole lot I can do about that. So we may see war here, war that I'm really not going to want. And if they have the same demands that they had earlier, where they want me to abandon 7 planets, that's going to really hurt hard. But let's go ahead and go to the surface here. Actually, get a governor first. I do have an available governor here that gives me blocker clearing benefits. I'll just clear some of these blockers here. All right. All right, let's continue time here. So that colony is established. It's going to probably start pushing borders out a little bit. Which, as I said, is problematic because the Fallen Empire over here may take issue with that. Do I have construction ships not doing stuff? Okay, so over here you finish there. Why don't you go ahead and just do the research stations while you're there. And then we have another construction ship not doing anything, and it's right there. So why don't you come over here and build me some mining stations? All right. So we're taking advantage of what resources are there. Okay. And that was on this planet here. Was the hydroponic farm. Spaceport is done. Okay. We're probably looking to upgrading the spaceport once this is done. So we might as well just do that so that we get it done. So we can get another module slot, which we can use for a number of different things. And there's that one strategic resource that was right there. Okay. So far, so good.
Construction complete.
All right. That's over on the Grim over here, which is probably just upgrading a building, which we can upgrade again.
Construction complete.
Okay. One of our governors gained the resilient trait, which is good. I think that just makes their lifespan longer. Okay. Continue. Is there any planet that I can upgrade the administration building of? Not that I can see. Sometimes it doesn't actually tell you because it's a... you know what I can do? I can pass edicts because it's not something I've really looked at a lot. But I think these are just one-time costs of influence. And right now, I have plenty of spare influence. So, let's see. We've got re-education camps, propaganda broadcasts, farming subsidies, land of opportunity. Don't really need that. Energy credits might be nice, although we'd want to do that on... Grim, I believe, has a lot of stuff. Production targets, so that's minerals, building costs, spirit of science for sure. And this lasts for 10 years. Sounds good to me. And as far as I can tell... Oh, there is some drain from edicts. Okay, well, the science is still going to be good on this planet. And I probably want to do the same thing on Ugrim here. Do another edict. Either energy credits or the research, because there is a lot of research buildings on this planet. I mean, just look at that. There's just a ton. So, I think we do that edict here as well. Spirit of Science. Will really help. You know what? No, that didn't change anything. Maybe I have a Empire Edict? That would be over here. Policies. Purge free thought. Yeah, that's the edict that we have. We could do other ones too, but I think that's the one out of all of them that we want the most. So we're going to have a lot of research bonuses here in a second, once we let that come through. And we can also do edicts on some of these other planets, because there was increased food production that we can do. Farming subsidies, was it?
Construction complete.
Also migration. Yeah, farming subsidies will make food go up, which would probably be a good thing for me. So, I could also do it on this planet. Right now, that only has 1 excess food. This one has 6. I mean, 25% means that you've got increased growth, more substantial increased growth. So, I say we do that here. Well, I could save my... I'm going to save my influence for now. Okay, so we've got more construction. These guys finish the spaceport. Don't know if there's a module I want to build here. I could do defenses. Oh, here's the one strategic resource. Growth time. Okay, that's interesting. I'm assuming that's population growth. And we don't really care about kinetic weapons because we don't use kinetic weapons. Alright, well, I don't know for sure what I would build here if I build something. So, I'm just going to hold off for now. But, you know, I'm tempted to get the synchronized defenses here. Make the space station more powerful, but I think I'm just going to hold off for now. That was mostly just to allow me to build bigger classes of ships in case I needed it. Matter of fact, I was here. I could build some cruisers just to get that moved along. Yeah, so I can't build battleships here, but I can build cruisers. So I'll go ahead and build the thing with... Yeah, there's nobody in orbit, so that won't mess with anything. So let's just build a couple cruisers. Get those moving along so that we can build the other 2 over here when we get to that. All right. I think we're going to speed things up a little bit more. We have more time pass here. But let's just take a look at the Federation here. So it should be, the Space Turtles. Complete. And then it will be these guys. And looks like the term is not as long as I thought it was. It looks like only five years. Okay, so we've got some guys not having anything to do. All right, so there's a fair amount of resources there. But again, I can't go over here with anything else. Let's go over here, survey that system. There's no habitable planets over here either. So, I mean, I could build an outpost just to take advantage of the resources if there's a lot. But for now, not really all that necessary. And again, I couldn't bring the outpost there anyway, so I guess that's a moot point. Oh, and the one colony ship I'm going to have to watch for, right? Because I don't control the planet that I would pop it out on. I believe it was this. You can take a look at that. Did I not queue up I know I canceled. I thought I was queuing up a colony ship. I'm getting confused on what I did and didn't do now. I could have swore I queued up a colony ship, but maybe I didn't. I know I canceled one, right? All right, well, I'll worry about that here in a second. Let's just get the construction ship, which I believe is this one. And you can finish building a research station there. And then we've got another research station over there. All right, so I thought I was going to build a colony ship. Maybe I was just thinking about it and I never actually did it. But we've got a nice planet here. So continental world would be nice. I thought I was setting up for an Arctic world, but it looks like there's actually not any good Arctic worlds over here. So continental planet. I think the only race that likes continental planets would be... Do we actually have a rundown of that? Not that I can tell. Of course, I can come to species here, but I don't know if it's sortable by what's in my empire or not. But in any case, I know the Neo-Testors are fine with that. Question is, where are Neo-Testors that are nearby? I know one of these planets is continental. Is it this one? Yeah, these are Neo-Testors here. So, go ahead and go to the spaceport and build me a colony ship. And we want Neo-Testors, and we've got Xenophile Fanatic Materials, which is everything that my race is, as far as ethics go. And they're very good, you know, rapid breeders, they're strong, they like the continental worlds, which is what I'm looking for. They're resilient, and they also like, they're natural physicists. So a lot of really nice traits. Let's go ahead and grab these guys. And that will be the colony ship that I sent out that I was thinking about doing. Let's just make sure we don't have a colony ship listed here. Because the problem is, setting up a colony ship in one of these sectors, I will not pop up over here on the civilian ships. I do not believe. So I have to keep an eye on it. All right. Let's continue, nonetheless. And
Construction complete.
Ignore my scatterbrained. All right. Okay, so none of this I don't think we have to worry about. Ooh. That was just the one thing on Ugrim over here that was just an upgrade of a science facility. All right, so far so good. Might as well speed things up.
Construction complete.
All right, we got construction ships finishing their jobs. Let's select this guy. All right. So nothing over here anymore. Honestly, I think I've run out of stuff to construct. Now, of course, I'm going to have a colony ship, so I may want to start sending one of these construction ships down here. We'll send it over here first. And then, the other construction ship. Why don't you just go to a nearby... Let's just go to this planet. And come into orbit here. As a matter of fact, you might as well upgrade to the newest designs, which I'm sure most of my construction ships are on fairly old designs. All right. Oh, in about 10 years, it looks like we'll be Federation President again. All right, so this construction ship is done over here. And we'll have them come and do the research station. And that should be the last resource within my empire that I have yet to build anything on. I think everything else has been built. I don't see any white areas here that would signify a resource I'm not taking advantage of. And this population point's about to come out. I think I would prefer, if I had the choice, just go ahead and start building this. Actually, on this planet it wouldn't matter because I'm still clearing blockers. So mostly, I think I'm going to build a building here. And I'm going to move this population point there. So we'll get maximum food production. And this spaceport's now here. So I can do the orbital hydroponic farms, or I can do this, which gives me growth time reduction. I think I'm going to save this and instead go with the orbital hydroponic farm here. And this planet here has finished its spaceport, so we want it to have a solar panel network, and you have finished yours, so you also get a solar panel network. Very much. All right, let's take a look at the sectors here. Not something I've looked at in a while. Just see who needs resources. It looks like you need resources. As a matter of fact, we're building energy credits. We have them focus on research instead. Why not? And over here, you're working on energy credits. You actually need to work on that. And you also need lots of minerals. Guess I might as well have time go while I do this. Go, you got 3,000. And you guys desperately need minerals. And right now you're working on military stuff. And that's because of the
research complete.
Sabotaging and stuff. Okay. So I'm going to get you up to, say, 4,000. And I mean, they're good on resources outside of that, so I think I'll just keep them on military. And these guys, I guess, where are they? They are, I think they're one of the ones that has sabotage-y type stuff going on, so I think that's why they're on military as well. Okay, research done. We got the fortress. Let's take a look at new research. Okay, so fighter wings. I haven't done anything with fighters yet. Average damage, though, is very high, though. Taking a look at this. Fighter wings, 16. That's 17. Now, I don't know what to think about this range. It says 8, but maybe that's just, I mean, it's not calculating the fact that the fighters, you know, go out and engage the enemy on their own. Battleship assembly yards. Empire modifier. Empire modifier. You know, I think I'm going to take the Empire modifier. Do we take hull or armor? I think armor is what I'd like. I don't think I'm going to go down the fighter tree here. Especially when we're getting a new weapon here with the physics. Okay. Let's continue. Ooh. And one of the cruisers has popped out. What is Test working on? The last battleship? Okay. So why don't we just go ahead and send this cruiser over to Test now. I know there's going to be another cruiser popping out, but we might as well do that while we're thinking about it. I do have an inactive building. Well, it's kind of hard not to have an inactive building when you have people migrating out of the system like constantly. How about you come over here? Because this gives me an empire-wide modifier, I believe. Oh no, that's just the Xeno Zoo, which, you know, it helps here, but these guys are all pissed anyway, so actually working here makes no sense. What are we doing on food? We're okay. Yeah, but these guys are migrating out like crazy. It's kind of hard to stay on top of things, but we'll just let that go. How is the terraforming process going? Does it give me an indicator of that somewhere? I think I might have to actually zoom in on the planet here. So let's do that. It is this planet, right? Oh, no, I clicked on the wrong one. There we go. So where's the terraforming station?
Terraforming stations allow the terraformation.
Yeah, I'm not sure where... Oh, there it goes. So we're not quite halfway there. All right. Good to know. And we have nothing else to do on the surface here. Nope. Okay. Got more buildings not being worked. Yeah, again, I can't do anything about it, so it is what it is.
System survey complete.
All right, survey done. I assume that's down here. Fair amount of resources. And I do have a lot of influence back here. So we can do more edicts, so I can come over here and do the edict for the farming subsidies. Okay. And another thing I can do is check the colony ship, make sure it hasn't popped out. I believe it was here that we were building it. No, it can be there. It was this planet. Yeah, that's right. Almost done. Okay. What does this say? Okay. They're just insulting us for some reason. Well, there's nothing we can do about it because we're not the Federation president. And that science chip, I have to figure out something to do with it. So let's pick another planet to assist research on. Now, I would normally do Ugrim here because they have a lot of science facilities as well, but I might just end up going to test and further assisting. I don't know if you can have more than one ship assist. No, you can't. So I guess we will be going to Ugrim here because of all the planets I control. We're going to assist there. Now, I know I could upgrade that fleet, but if I did that, I would lose the warp drive system.
Construction complete.
I would gain in a lot of other areas too. Okay.
Construction complete.
All right. And we're going to have this population come out soon. There we go. And over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 population points. And we do not have a droid. Let's pop one here. Droid. Okay. And over here, we don't have a droid either, but considering this is a small planet, I'll just let them go. Spaceport. Working on that. Okay. Over here, you're working on that. I just want to make sure... yeah, of course. We've got hydroponic farms that need building. Okay. That's all good. We must have migrating populations, because usually you don't see all of these population points just show up like that. That's kind of what happens when you have a large empire like this. It's interesting that nobody wants to migrate over here, though, even though this is a very resource-rich planet. And all right. Go ahead and continue here. Oh. And I do want to merge these guys, so let's just select this. Deselect that. Go. And we have construction ships not doing anything, but I already discussed, I don't think there's anything for them to do. So let's just have them go into kind of a central point here where they can just sit, and I can send them out later if I need to. So we're just going to upgrade to latest designs, and the other one, I don't know where he is, but it doesn't really matter. We'll just have you come over here. Inner orbit, so you must be upgraded to the most recent designs, which is good to see. Alright, well, in any case, I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. Things have gone pretty well, I think, as far as their expansion. We always have to worry about what the Fallen Empire is going to do, as there is some border push here. But in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.